A virgin shall conceive of a son, and they shall name him Emmanuel, which means God with us. As we begin our fourth week of Advent, we are thinking of Mary and Joseph on their way to Bethlehem. And I couldn't help but think of poor Joseph. He's probably a little anxious taking his pregnant wife, who's 9 months pregnant, on an animal, and trying to find the right birthplace for her to birth Jesus. It's a high pressure job. And I don't think it ever crossed his mind that God would choose to be born in a cave and choose a feeding trough as a bed. A cave, a cold, dark, stinky cave with animals, probably bats too. And just a couple weeks ago, I was watching this movie about the soccer team. It's based on a true story. A soccer team that got stuck exploring a cave in Thailand. And they were really deep into the cave before they realized that they were submerged in water from a torrential downpour that happened outside and was blocking all possible exits of the cave. And it wasn't until days of failed attempts to reach the boys that the nation had, in the death of a Navy SEAL, that the nation had to call in 2 rescue divers from outside the country. And these rescue divers knew the anatomy of the cave, and they had the expertise to go inside. But some of the conditions of the cave were, no visibility due to the murky waters, lethal stalactites in the pass, some very narrow spaces that they had to swim through, and high-pressure areas that they had to swim against, let alone it being a 6-hour trip one way. Then when the divers reached the boys didn't know how to swim. And it was a huge act of trust for the boys to trust that this rescue diver would lead them out of the cave through these lethal conditions to the safety of the light outside. That is the Christmas story. That is what happened 2,000 years ago and what happens to us every day. We can get stuck in the cave of discouragement, of despair, of bitterness, of self-reliance, of fear, of woundedness, of grief, you name it. Jesus is our rescue diver. He comes to be with us in the cave, to sit with us there, to comfort us. And then with our trust in him, he gently leads us outside the cave into the light of his love. I'm reminded of my favorite Christmas hymn, O Holy Night. The second verse is, he knows our need. Our weakness is no stranger. Behold your King. Our King chose to be born in a cave. How much more he desires to be born in your heart. With Psalm 24 on our lips, let the Lord enter. He is the King of glory. Have a blessed rest of your Advent.